Well, I guess you just get what you get and just take it with a grain of salt, right? It is Monday, however. So, oh God, oh yeah, this is the review for the go home episode of Monday Night Raw, heading into this Sunday's Elimination Chamber. And so let me just give you guys, before I get into the show, let me just give you guys the matches and everything that happened. So Riddle and the Lucha House Party defeated MVP, Cedric, and Shelton of the Hurt Business tonight. Charlotte and Asuka, I guess, defeated Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce by countout. I'm not really for sure. They didn't really explain it that much. And one of the, I'll get to that story, but Kofi Kingston defeated The Miz tonight to ensure himself into the Elimination Chamber match. I'll interpret into more of that in a minute. Lana lost to Shayna, so Shayna won by submission. And then we had the weekly advertised Gauntlet Match to determine who was going to be the last entrant into the Elimination Chamber. And the matches went. AJ Styles started off the night against Kofi Kingston. Styles beat Kofi Kingston. Then it was Styles versus McIntyre. McIntyre defeated Styles. Then McIntyre went up against Jeff Hardy. McIntyre beat Hardy. Then we had McIntyre versus Orton. And then Orton got counted out due to what I'll describe to you guys later on. There's another situation I'm going to talk about. And then, so Orton lost by count out. And then last, it was McIntyre versus Sheamus. And Sheamus beat McIntyre. So Sheamus is the last entrant into the Elimination Chamber match this Sunday. And, alright, so, I'll just get into it. It was some good odds and ends here and there. It was some good odds and ends here, and some, it's Raw. It's still that weird crap, like they always do. We start off the show with Miz. Miz came out, and literally all in all, he had Drew McIntyre as his guest. He does what he always does, tries to antagonize the people that he has as a guest on his show that night. It went wrong. Drew Glasgow kissed him in the face, and then he left. And then Miz came. After that, Miz kind of used last week's promo between him and Edge as a catalyst on how he ended his promo and his segment tonight. Literally, because Edge said that he was playing, what would he say, straight poker or whatever. He was saying Miz was being stupid, but now Miz kind of used as a catalyst to be smart. And he said that the only one that benefits from this Sunday is him because he has the Money in the Bank briefcase. So he's letting everybody know that he is taking himself out of the Elimination Chamber match because he doesn't need it. Because the Elimination Chamber benefits him because he can either go for the WWE or a Universal Championship after they have their respective matches and take advantage of it and win the championship from one of them. So he taking himself out of the match, which is actually a good way to counter back from it. Because, let's be honest, this match was just put on the fly. And some of the people, even though they're former WWE champions, they really don't even belong in the damn match in any aspect, really. Come on. Jeff Hardy hasn't won a singles match in a while. I think the last time he even won a singles match, I think it was against Elias. You know what I'm saying? And then next to that, along with that, Miz, he was another one that hasn't really won a strong singles match by himself or any aspect that looked strong in a long time. And so, they kind of credit that with Miz leaving out. And then they replay, and then later on tonight we found out where Miz was trying to get Pierce to put Morrison as his replacement. And then later on, Kofi Kingston, who found out about it, he came in and he was like, I'm a former WWE champion. The Miz even did a little funny, he did a funny comment about actually mentioning the ECW championship. And he was like, to be exact, Morrison used to be an ECW champion of the world. So it was funny that he actually mentioned that. But Literally all in all, it ended up becoming a match where Kofi Kingston will have to face Miz, and if Miz wins, Morrison will take his place in the chamber, and if Kofi Kingston wins, he'll take Miz's place instead. Of course, cool. Like I said, Kofi Kingston won that match, so he's now the new entrant. So I mean, that was better to me anyway because Kofi Kingston fits it better. I mean, just 2 years ago, he had one of the greatest moments in Elimination Chamber history. When people were totally backing him up for that Kofi Mania stuff. So I actually thought that was good. You know, I mean, the Jeff Hardy one, I mean, there wasn't really too many people really to really fill in for the former WWE champions on the Raw roster right now. But still, yeah, you know. Braun Strowman was mad too because Braun Strowman was trying to figure out why Pierce didn't even consider him, and then Pierce told him, he goes, see, you used to be a Universal Champion. We said former WWE Champions. And literally Braun just let him know that, you know what, you just tell Shane McMahon that he better correct this or there will be consequences. Blase, blase. Yeah, it was all good and everything else. So literally, you know, in some way, I'll get into it a little bit later, but let's get to the lesser stuff. I mean, Riddle and, you know, Lucha House Party has had their match. They beat the Hurt Business by pinning MVP tonight. But of course, it was just literally all a show and just to get Lashley look even more strong. Because after the match, he attacked Riddle and he all attacked Lucha House Party. Ravaged on both of them, left Riddle in a pile of heap of destruction again. They're going. I'm actually enjoying. I understand that people want Riddle again. At the same time, right now, I mean, Bobby Lashley's storyline has been amped up for a while now too, and I want to see this aggression go up because I want to see him as a dominant badass. It fits him. So at the same time, during this match, they also referenced that Keith Lee got an injury or something from last week. I don't know if it's supposed to be kayfabe or what, but now they're saying that it's questionable if Keith Lee will even be in the match on the Elimination Chamber night. I'm just hoping that's kayfabe because I'm really hoping that Keith Lee actually does show up somehow. But all in all, it was all right with the Lashley side. You know, it was all good. To me, it was just more of a freaking filler match. You know, even though it was kind of like a filler match and kind of a continuance, but you know, whatever. You know, the Charlotte Flair and Oscar thing, of course, you know, because this whole Lacey Evans thing is stupid anyway when it comes to her getting a title shot. I mean, it was dumb. And you know, they had literally the audacity to have tonight Lacey Evans leave the ring when she was about to get tagged in. When she got tagged in, she left the ring and told her it was not happening. She literally told everybody that she's pregnant. That's the dumbest shit right now. Now, if she was in a singles competition and like say like they were at Elimination Chamber where they should be having a match between Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans at anyway, and they actually had them in a match and they fought for the day for the grudge that they're having, and then at the end of the match or somewhere around the end to prevent Charlotte getting the best of her, she actually came out and said, you know what, I'm pregnant or some stuff like that, or they found somewhere in between to use it as a shocker and all in some way or form. I don't know. Some way or form they would have did it different than what they did. They literally came out and they had her say, like, how the hell are you going to have her go against Asuka at Elimination Chamber and then have her storyline say she's pregnant? Now, I'm pretty sure this is a lie. This is her to get out of the damn match. But at the same time, it was not the best one to say. Because it makes it all look stupid. Because it's like, you're about to go for the world championship, but now you tell everybody you're pregnant. That makes no sense. They're going to take you out of the match in storyline, and they're supposed to believe what you're saying. So literally, they're going to take you out the damn match and put somebody else in. Because now they got to see and believe if you actually are pregnant. Because they're not going to let a pregnant person wrestle. It's like, you stupid. I mean, it was just dumb. It was a waste of 15 minutes. I really feel bad for Charlotte Flair, and I feel bad for Asuka because they got to get stuck in this stupid storyline. Really feel bad. They really deserve to be in something better. I'd rather see them just go at each other again than see this crap. Literally, we had a little quick match with Lana and Shayna Baszler. Of course, Baszler beat her. There was nothing to talk about. I mean, ain't really nothing to talk about anyway. I mean, literally, we had a little quick, cool promo with Alexa Bliss. She interrupted Orton's promo because Orton was telling everybody how he doesn't see that he's facing against 5 of the top superstars, that he's actually facing against 5 victims that are going to suffer from the most devastating 3 letters in all sports entertainment, RKO. And before he could actually continue on what he was going to say, the promo cut, and the feed went to Alexa Bliss, and we see Alexa Bliss garnishing earth all over the ground. She's holding a candle and a thing but the fire, talking about how earth to ashes, ashes to dust, and all the crap. Literally, we find out that she's sitting in the middle of a pentagram. Literally, I guess so. She's starting to summoning to bring Bray Wyatt back. So I'm literally thinking that they're teasing that most likely Bray Wyatt might be popping up at the Elimination Chamber, probably going to cost Randy Orton a chance to actually win the championship, which is going to continue the storyline on probably into WrestleMania. So I'm really starting to think that we're going to get Orton versus Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania Hardbody, which, I mean, I should have already known anyway. I mean, they've been teasing this shit for a long time. But anyway, so I mean, it's still fun. It was cool. I mean, I can watch Alexa Bliss laughing in a promo for 10 minutes and find more entertainment in that than watching some of the crap that gets put on this show right now. So we covered the Morrison thing and all that stuff. So literally, Bad Bunny became 24/7 champion. He became the 24/7 champion. After Akira Tozawa interfered in their promo by pinning R-Truth, and then because he interfered in that situation, Damian Priest headbutted the crap out of him. Well, actually, no, he didn't headbutt him. He threw his head. He threw Akira into the luggage area and all that stuff, all the boxes and cargo stuff. He ended up getting knocked out. And then he told Bunny to pin him, so Bunny got the 24/7 championship. R-Truth said some funny thing like, yo, Bunny, you take care of my belt now. You hear? And I think he said you tell Jordan stop blocking my calls or some shit, or taking. I don't know what he said, but he said some weird stuff. Larry, he was doing a Space Jam joke. So yeah, Bad Bunny is 24/7 champion. It's like, God, man. I mean, I don't get it, though. It was like, if you're going to have it where Miz was going to want to drop out, why would you waste time on having Miz try to get John Morrison in the match if John Morrison wasn't even there? I understand that he probably had obligations in some situation that prevented him from being there. But if you're going to have it where he's going to leave off the fly, then why in the world waste your time with John Morrison when you could have found somebody else that could have took the spot? I understand that you're probably in your plan to have Morrison in the match so that any chance, even if Morrison loses, you have a better chance of winning the championship if he's somewhere around the situation. But at the same time, it just didn't fit. It didn't go well to me. I'm happy that Kofi Kingston got put in there instead, but at the same time, the Morrison thing was kind of lame. I didn't really like the Morrison thing. I think they could have found somebody else on the roster that could have fit the situation a lot better. Like I said, I don't even know why Jeff Hardy's probably just in there. All they're putting Jeff Hardy in there is just to be another victim. A guy's going to go in the match, do some crazy little stunts here and there, and after he gets done, he's just going to get used as a pillar to be, as an obstacle to be overcome by one of the tops. Either McIntyre, Orton, or Sheamus is going to take him out. And then there's 1, 2, 3. Hardy going to be out. He'll be probably one of the first 3 out, most likely. Most likely the last 3 that's going to probably be in that match is probably going to be Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and Orton, most likely. So literally, I don't know. It's just a Monday Night Raw. It's just a Monday Night Raw. But literally, all in all, let's get to the Gauntlet Match. And so literally, like I said, Styles started off against Kofi Kingston. Now, I mean, at first, I was sitting here saying like, oh, it would be kind of cool if they kind of did the same thing they did a couple years ago, where like since Kofi Kingston's getting put on the fly, try to make him look a little hype going into the match, and there could be a possibility of seeing a Kofi Mania deuce. But instead, they didn't do that. They had him get taken out in the first match. I would have had him where he would have overcame AJ Styles, and then I would have saved Drew for at least the third match. And I would have had Hardy come out, and then Kofi Kingston would have went through Hardy too. And then they could have had a little hype where they could have been believable. Oh, could Kofi Kingston go on? And then Drew McIntyre come out, and then there could have been a possibility of she was showing it where Kofi Kingston comes close and beating Drew a couple times, just to relive it a little bit, just give him that little bit of hype. They're like, okay, he ain't going, but he's showing promise to be a serious competitor. But they didn't do that. They had started off with Kofi winning against AJ Styles. They had it where Kofi Kingston was hurt with a leg, had a hurt leg. He ended up losing to AJ Styles. AJ Styles went on to face McIntyre. They had a nice little lengthy match. They wrestled for about almost 10 minutes. Because they had that whole hour. They wrestled for about that was one of the longest matches of the night in the Gauntlet match, was McIntyre and Styles. That was the longest match. I think they actually went longer because, Kofi Kingston and Styles, they wrestled for about 10 minutes themselves. And then I think actually McIntyre and Styles went about almost 12 minutes or something like that, or almost equivalent to being what Kofi Kingston and Styles did. Because by the time they were done with those first two matches, they were already almost a little over 20 minutes into the match. They were heading almost a quarter way into the hour. I might actually be giving a leeway. I think actually the Drew McIntyre and Styles match went a little bit longer than that. I think they had 2 commercial breaks with them. I think they actually went about almost 20 minutes. Because by the time they were done with him and Styles, there was practically already a half an hour left of the show. And then by the time they got done with that, it was him and Hardy wrestled for 6-7 minutes? Something like that. And then they went into Orton because he beat Hardy. And then he ended up going against Orton. Because by the time he got done wrestling, he was 30 minutes into the match by the time he was reaching into Sheamus. And then when he fought Orton didn't even really have a strong, but they had a little ruckus outside the ring. And then as soon as he was throwing Drew McIntyre back in the ring, Alexa Bliss came onto all the screens little by little. She showed us, they had her shown all over every screen that was in the arena above on the damn big ass video box on the top, and or the Titron thing on the top. And so she literally was sitting there, and throughout almost 10 whole seconds, she literally just kept him puzzled while he was outside the ring, and to the point where he got counted out. And then when he tried to get back into the ring, after that, tried to get some retribution for that situation, he got Claymore kicked, he got taken out. And then after that, we went to McIntyre with Sheamus. Sheamus jumped McIntyre from behind. It was a smart move. They had a little good bout for about, I think it was only it wasn't that long. It was only 6 or 8 minutes worth, because they didn't have a commercial break by that time. It was already done. So literally what Sheamus is, and then after a while, by the end of the match, McIntyre went for the Claymore, but he was so exhausted that it was practically a very pathetic Claymore. And then he turned around to get the bro kick, and then Sheamus beat him 1, 2, 3. Sheamus boasted about it on the microphone when he was on the stage, talking about how he's gonna show this Sunday that was not just a fluke. That he's gonna win, and everything else. He's the final entrant into the Elimination Chamber match. He gets all the advantage, but at the same time, I'm not really mad about that because like I said, because of all that Goldberg crap that happened for the Royal Rumble, it ruined the whole storyline with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. This is some kind of vindication of having Sheamus being the last healthiest, because it literally should be him and Drew. They decided the blue, and I was gonna do a Elimination Chamber match. Well, I really think this could have been better for this being him and Sheamus. It would have been a lot better. They could have got this out of the way going to WrestleMania, and then they could have focused on somebody else. But instead, they had to go and ruin it again. So literally putting Sheamus last actually is a little bit of vindication for what they're doing. They fix a couple little loopholes, but it's nothing to the point where you're gonna shine a light and see the bright, see the end of the tunnel or something. It was still more of a mediocre show at best. The Lacey Evans crap being pregnant was stupid, even if it is some way to get out of the match. It doesn't fit for that situation. That's something that you should have did for the grudge. You can't have somebody going in for a title match and have them telling people she's pregnant. It's stupid. Especially the week going in. It's not like they have another week or two where she can come out like, I was just lying to get the best. No, come on. This is the go home episode that was stupid as hell. You should have, if you were going to do some stupid crap like that, you should have did that shit about 2 weeks ago. But instead, no. Because then, of course, you wouldn't have had to do that stupid crap that allowed her to get the title opportunity from last week, which was stupid as crap. It's like, oh my God. It's like, oh, they always trying to push these girls up. But then as soon as they're pushing them up, they automatically give them a title opportunity. It's like, why couldn't you sit here and let Lacey Evans have a rivalry with Charlotte Flair, build her damn new resume, her new gimmick up, well, not new gimmick, but her new little run for a chance at a second life at being a main eventer? Why couldn't you just let her have a strong rivalry with Charlotte Flair and then lead her eventually probably going for a world title? But instead, oh, she's with Ric Flair. Oh, she's been Ric Flair now for like 4 weeks. Oh, let's let her become the new number 1 contender for Oscar's belt. What? It's like, man, this whole thing is stupid, man. It's like, oh, see, this is the reason why sometimes it's just better to see the same old shit than seeing some new things, because this Lacey Evans thing is stupid. Oh, God. Oh, God, man. Yesterday, it was just one of probably the greatest pay-per-views so far this year, Vengeance Day. And it was fucking spectacular. And now, a day later, 24 hours later, we're back to what the hell situations. I don't know, man. I mean, every now and then you bounce in to have something decent, then you got something that's pretty damn good. I mean, the whole Gauntlet Match situation was pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. Even that with the Randy Orton thing, it was a good way because Randy Orton's methodical, so they only had so much time, so they had to get him out of the way, have Alexa Bliss do what she does best, interfere in the situation, cost him something else more, him going to the business. I mean, I'm sorry. Elimination Chamber is going to come up this Sunday. He can take all his anger out in that match for being screwed out of it. It makes it a little bit more believable, so that when he's about to get a chance of getting close to getting the championship, Bray Wyatt can snatch it from him at EC. And so some of it is cool. Some of them were loose ends. Some of them shouldn't even been in a situation. It's kind of sad to see Hardy as a damn sacrificial pawn just to add into a match so he can be somebody to be pinned just to make someone else look stronger for their storyline. But at the same time, Hardy is a risk taker. It is a limited chamber. People want to see some kind of painful acts. Jeff Hardy's good at doing it, so I guess you got to have him in there somewhere for him. But all in all, I don't know. I still give it like 3 stars out of 5 tonight. I don't really know. For a go-home episode, it did not feel like it was about to hit a next pay-per-view. There was no good cliffhangers in any of the situations. It was just, take that and take it how you want it, and good luck with that, my friend. So I don't know. That was wrong. I mean, I'm going to do a wrestling discussion within the next day or two about, everything that's going on, what I think about what happened within the last 9 days, because by that time I do, it'll be like 8 or 9 days. So, but all in all, I don't know. I mean, at least we got a 6-man tag match to look forward to at SmackDown, where I think it's supposed to be, Owens, Bryan, and Cesaro against, Jey Uso, Corbin, and Sami Zayn, I think, for this fun go-home thing. It's like, but anyway, just let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. Make sure it's not personalized, because then you won't really get the notifications as they come out. And, you know, man, I don't know, man. It's just a Monday. It's kind of hard to be ecstatic about things that ain't really ecstatic in any aspect. But anyways, remember as always, my friends, wrestling's forever. Stay safe. One love.